BTS news today. The internet exploded again, and this time the reason was two names that have always managed to shake the virtual world: Jimin and Jungkook from BTS. The two, known to fans by the combination name Jikook, are back in the spotlight after a moment captured on camera went viral on social media. The moment so thrilled ARMY as BTS fans are called that the hashtag #JikookIsReal returned to dominate trending topics in various countries in less than an hour. Some cheered happily, others cried with emotion, and not a few began to collect all the old evidence again, as if that moment was the answer to all the riddles that had been stored in silence. The story between Jimin and Jungkook is not new. From the beginning of their debut, the chemistry between the two has been the subject of heated talk. But this time it was different. This one moment was touted as the tip of the iceberg, an emotional outburst that finally brought the truth to the surface, or at least, something that had only been understood through the brief glances and smiles they shared on stage. The incident that sparked this furor happened on a seemingly ordinary occasion. A backstage video, only 17 seconds long, shows Jungkook spontaneously hugging Jimin from behind, in a very gentle but meaningful way. At first, people thought it was just the typical BTS warmth. But when Jimin turned and looked into Jungkook's eyes, with an expression that was hard to explain between excitement and admiration, something changed. The audience can feel it. There's sincerity there. There is something that is never said directly, but is clearly felt. What makes the atmosphere even hotter is the reaction of the other members. Taeyong, who was talking to the staff at the time, was silent for a few seconds before smiling and taking his eyes off. RM seemed to want to say something but chose to remain silent. Suga only sighed softly, while Jin, who had now completed his military service, smirked slightly with an expression as if to say, "Finally." Only J-Hope openly laughed and shouted, "Oh my gosh, you guys finally did, huh? Does this mean anything? Or is this just part of the dynamic of friendship that has been known to be very close among BTS?" The fans, of course, have their own opinion. Some say that the hug is just an ordinary expression of affection between two close friends. But many also believe that this is a real signal of a much deeper relationship. Moreover, this moment comes after months the two are not seen too often together in public due to differences in the location of their military duties. Surprisingly, a few hours after the video went viral, Jimin posted a story with a short caption, "You know I'm not good at talking, so I'll just show you." The photo accompanying the caption is Jungkook's hands clasping his hands in the same rehearsal room. Despite not showing their faces, all the ARMY knew immediately who owned the hand. Jungkook's signature tattoo is an undeniable clue. In response, Jungkook wrote a lyric on Weverse, which was later confirmed to be an excerpt from an unreleased song. "If I could go back to the first day we met, I wouldn't say anything. I'll just hug you and let the world guess the rest." This lyric made fans wonder, is this the way Jungkook speaks symbolically? Is this a veiled confession? Even the Korean media is silent. Article after article began to appear, with various speculations and analyses. Some mentioned that their management company, HYB, actually knew for a long time and deliberately allowed this dynamic to develop naturally, realizing that the public has an incredible emotional grasp of unspoken intimacy. Meanwhile, body language experts began to be invited to television shows to discuss Jimin and Jungkook's expressions and gestures in depth. There are those who say that the way Jungkook looks at Jimin while talking contains a sign of deep interest, not just ordinary affection. On the other hand, the way Jimin always touches Jungkook's arm or shoulder while laughing is considered a subtle but significant gesture of ownership. The reaction from the ARMY was very mixed. Many feel deeply touched and perceive this as a real form of love in its purest form. Some even revealed that they were inspired to be more true to their own feelings because of Jimin and Jungkook's courage to display their closeness openly. But there is also a small part that feels worried about the impact of the media and how this story can be twisted by irresponsible parties. In such a situation, of course, HYB should take a cautious step. They did not issue any official statement, perhaps as a form of protection against the privacy of these two great stars. But for many fans, this moment is enough. Even without confirmation, they feel that they have seen the truth that they have always believed. They again bring up old moments, from the way Jungkook secretly watched Jimin behind the camera, to how Jimin once referred to Jungkook as home in a 2019 interview. All those little moments, once just pieces of a puzzle, now seem to find their place in a whole painting. For many, especially ARMY who have followed BTS's journey since their debut, the relationship between Jimin and Jungkook is more than just an interaction between members. The two seem to have some kind of invisible connection, which, although not always shown openly, is always present in small moments that actually feel deeper. There are eye gazes, quick backstage hugs, or even just staring at each other while the other members are talking. Moments like that are now rearranged like a mosaic by the fans, and all lead to one thing. There is something between Jimin and Jungkook that cannot be ignored. The 17-second video, while short, has reopened a discussion that never really died. Platforms like TikTok, X, Twitter, and Instagram are flooded with fan edits, theories, and even in-depth reviews from ARMY. In fact, some YouTubers who specifically discuss the dynamics of relationships between BTS members have started releasing new content that explores the latest Jikook moment. Some liken the atmosphere in the video to scenes of romantic drama, complete with analysis of lighting, facial expressions, to the gestures of their hands that soothe each other. One of the videos that went viral on TikTok showed a slow-motion edit of the hug, combined with a soft song and a caption, "When the world stops just for two hearts talking in silence." The video got over 3 million likes in 24 hours and comments flooded in from around the world. Many fans admitted that they shed tears because they felt that the moment was a symbol of courage, honesty, and connection of souls that not everyone dares to show in front of the world. Interestingly, not only fans voiced. A former stylist crew who had worked with BTS during the promotion of the album Love Yourself commented on this furor through his personal account. "I don't want to say too much, but I know that the care and concern between the two of them is not a gimmick. It's real," he wrote. Although his comments were later deleted, screenshots of the statement have become widespread. Furthermore, this moment also opens up a greater discussion about the representation of emotions and affection in the entertainment world, especially in South Korea, which is still relatively conservative in terms of relationships between men. Pop culture watchers began to highlight how BTS indirectly opened up a safe space for expressions of affection that were not limited to traditional gender norms. Some even wrote lengthy essays about how Jikooks, whether they're lovers or just two soulmates, have helped many young people understand and accept their own identities and feelings. Jikook is not just about two boy band members, wrote a journalist from a well-known Korean magazine. They became a symbol of emotional honesty, of a bond that does not need words to be understood. And when the world saw that, they didn't just see Jimin and Jungkook, they saw themselves. The night after the video went viral, a large Japanese BTS fanbase account released a compilation of Jikook's moments throughout the year, from on-stage interactions to hidden behind-the-scenes moments. What caught the most attention was the 2020 clip, when in a documentary, Jimin involuntarily muttered, "I'm always comfortable that Jungkook is around," while Jungkook, in a separate session, said, "If anyone can calm me down when I'm confused, it's Jimin here. He always knows when I need to talk, and when I just need someone to sit next to me." Now, those statements are like pieces of a puzzle that find their place. No wonder the ARMY called this viral moment a silent confirmation. Not because they wanted to push something from Jimin or Jungkook, but because they felt they had seen enough and understood.